Of course. This morning, we are live in Beloit at the site of a massive fire that firefighters are evacuating nearby houses at. We'll get an update from the scene here in just moments.
And we are following road conditions across southern Wisconsin this morning as the snow continues to fall. What to expect if you're headed out the door.
And the snow continues to come down and pile up here in Madison. We'll have more on the first warn forecast coming up.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Linscheid. Thanks for waking up with us. We continue to bring you team coverage of the next winter storm hitting southern Wisconsin as we speak.
So Shane is watching road conditions. Any crashes? We've already seen a couple across the viewing area this morning. Kelly has the latest track on the storm. We are also covering breaking news in Beloit this morning of a massive fire at a facility that stores a lot of tires. So this is going to be an intense situation. Let's take that live shot full now. All right, we show you some pictures of what it looked like earlier this morning. This was around 1 o'clock when Beloit firefighters were called to this industrial area that does have some residential houses nearby as well that they had to evacuate.
Yeah, Chris has been talking about those evacuations. This is happening in the area of Copeland Avenue. No injuries reported, but homes evacuated in the area between Yates and Porter Avenues all the way to Harvey Street. The city says this is going to be a lengthy operation because of how many tires are stored in this building. Chris, we've been talking about how tires burn really slowly, and they're also dealing with a winter storm that's hitting Rock County. Yeah, so city officials and fire officials there in Beloit are going to give us an update on the situation. Our Josh Ryder just got to the scene. He's going to get his bearings, and we're going to check in with him as soon as we're able to. Okay, let's get to our other top story of the day. The alert day in store as snow hits Madison right now, Kelly.
Yeah, we've had these light to moderate snow bands moving on through. It looks like it may have lightened up just a tad here in Madison, but you notice down to the south, Stoughton, Evansville, over into Jefferson, seeing some moderate snow as everything's lifting to the north. We'll see these varying bands of snow intensity this morning. Eventually, I think it will become generally moderate snow this afternoon. Occasionally, can't rule out some heavier snow. Now, I'm expecting some of this to lighten up a little bit. You notice this little hole down to the south and west near Platteville. May see some of the intensity decrease a little bit over the next hour or so, but I expect that to fill in a little bit later on today. As you can see on our future track, maybe a little bit of a drying here. You can see this move through this morning, but I expect that to pick up in intensity as we go into the afternoon hours. Visibility is down to 3/4 of a mile in Madison, down to 1/4 mile in Janesville, where the snow has lightened up a little bit. Down in Platteville and Mineral Point, visibilities are at least above a mile. Do have that first warn alert day for that snow that will continue right through tomorrow. Most of the snow accumulation is going to be coming in today, tonight. Just some snow showers tomorrow, but the winds will still cause some blowing and drifting with all that snow on the ground and colder temperatures coming in. That will likely cause some problems even into tomorrow afternoon. So winter weather or winter storm warnings in effect for all of southern Wisconsin. They have blizzard warnings near Green Bay. Iowa, blizzard warnings as well. Right now, the winds aren't too bad, 13 miles per hour, but they will be picking up. We're sitting at 27 in Madison, 27 in Monona. These temperatures will likely climb above freezing, so the snow that we have now may become a little bit sloppier going into the afternoon as we get up to 34. More on this first warn alert day, but it doesn't end there. We've got even more for the rest of the weekend into next week. More coming up.
That's right. Buckle up. Shane Hogan, meantime, is outside on the weather patio watching road conditions. He's pretty covered out there, Shane.
Yeah, I've officially gone to the hood this morning because it is coming down. As you can see, I'm kind of covered here on the weather patio, but that's fine. Let's talk about some road conditions for you this morning because things are starting to pick up here. If we take a look here at the Wisconsin DOT maps, you can see more of that blue starting to come into our area, meaning snow covered, as this snow has picked up in intensity in the last 30 minutes or so. We have a few crashes to report this morning as we head towards Rock County. That first one we've talked about so far, I-3990 north at US 51. The right shoulder is blocked there due to a disabled vehicle. And if you're heading a little further south on I-3990, more towards Edgerton, between Edgerton and Janesville is where you see that second crash. Beyond the ramp there, about 3.5 miles beyond that ramp, there is a crash from Wisconsin 59. So if you're on the interstate in that direction, just keep an eye on those things. We'll continue to provide updates. Doesn't look like either of them are causing any backups or anything at this point, but again, things could change as the snow continues to fall. So everything you need to know, road conditions, we'll have it for you this morning, guys.
Very much. We appreciate you. City plow crews are out this morning treating the roads. They're expecting different conditions with this storm compared to the one earlier this week. More accumulation and more blowing and drifting. As always, they're starting with the salt routes, the city's main thoroughfares. This will be their focus during the entirety of the storm.
And keep all of these streets wide and safe throughout the whole winter season, because we got a lot of winter left and it's definitely here now.
The Streets Division says it won't hit side streets this morning or likely at all today. It's warning that you will start to see snow build up in your neighborhood. Plows won't get to your house until the storm is close to wrapping up, likely overnight tonight and into Saturday morning. Then it can take up to 16 hours for plows to get through the entire city.
Snow emergencies are in effect today for several communities. That means parking rules. City snow emergencies include Beloit, Fort Atkinson, Janesville, Lodi, Marshall, McFarland, Monona, Portage, Shorewood Hills, and Sun Prairie. Those are some of the biggest cities. You can find a full list at channel3000.com. Madison hasn't declared a snow emergency yet, but the entirety of Dane County's non-essential services are closed today. Police and fire will remain open, but things like libraries will shut down. Madison Metro will be up and running, but expect delays. Dane County's Emergency Operations Center is continuing to monitor the storm.
All right, take a look at this. Iowa County Sheriff's deputies had to pull somebody over for driving with nearly all of their windows covered in snow. This is on a highway 2 on 18. The driver, by the way, going 70 miles an hour. You might be lucky enough to stay home today. If not, don't let your car look like this, folks. The sheriff says cleaning off your entire vehicle is necessary.
You've taken out your vision from being wide and putting it down to a small, narrow spot to make sure that everybody is safe before they hit the highways. That extra 5 minutes could save someone's life, or it could save you from getting into a crash or something.
So just think about it. This snow and ice, it can slide right off your roof or blow off your hood and fly into your window. That could obscure your vision and other drivers' visions too. With winds getting close to 50 miles an hour this weekend, it is really important to brush off your entire vehicle. That includes your windows and your lights.
We've all been there. There's a car in front of us that's just getting onto the highway. They haven't cleared it off yet. And that stuff just blows right onto you.
50 miles an hour, not the time to do it this weekend.
Come on, people, do the right thing.
Don't risk it.
On the other side of the storm is the frigid cold, which will be hard on your car as well. AAA recommends making sure that your tires are inflated properly and have plenty of tread. During the colder months, the rims could start to corrode, causing your tires to deflate. You also shouldn't have anything less than a half a tank of gas in your car at all times. Try to avoid using the cruise control, too, when it's snowy and icy like it's going to be. And make sure you've got an emergency kit in your car. This is the week you'll want to keep your First Warn weather app handy. Keep an eye on this major storm and those frigid temperatures in real time. You can get those updates pushed right to the palm of your hand. Search for WISC weather in your app store if you don't have it. All right, let's get back to the snowstorm. We've got more team coverage coming up on this alert day every 10 minutes.
Before we head to break, we're taking another look at the road conditions for your morning commute. Let's look outside. This is 1218 at John Nolan Drive. Oh, the DOT cam buffering here. However, you can still see that snow is starting to build up on the road, so you should be taking it slow if you're taking the Beltline or any main thoroughfares this morning.
Yeah, and it's worse to the south. Keep that in mind. We took an eye on we were watching the interstate earlier, Kelly, where things were really coming down heavy.
Yeah, you know, we're going to continue to see these waves of moderate to occasionally some heavy snow, and I think it will pick up in intensity, especially later this morning into the afternoon. And then we're talking about some winds. We'll have more on the First Warn forecast just ahead.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, brought to you by Toyota.
Dear winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 2.99% APR financing for 60 months on a tough 2023 Toyota Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
I'm Jonathan Lawson. here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-914-3131 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-914-3131. There's no risk or obligation. 1-800-914-3131. Call now.
Sir Jenian's landfill-free guarantee has kept more than 20 million pounds of commercial and residential carpet and pad from area landfills. Visit Madison's largest showroom of flooring options, including eco-friendly products. Local, sustainable, Sir Jenian's.
Can your roof handle our Wisconsin winters? If you're tired of repairing leaks and replacing shingles after each storm, call us, the metal experts at Sweeto Metal Roofing.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
We're back with breaking news live here on News 3 Now this morning. Josh Breder coming to you from Beloit this morning here to Rock County, where a fire came in, or the call came in earlier this morning. We have Deputy Chief of the Beloit Fire Department, Jason Griffin, joining us this morning. Deputy Chief, thank you so much for being here. First, tell us a little bit about what is happening with the scene behind us.
Yeah, about 12:30 this morning, the Beloit Fire Department was called to the corner of Copeland and Yates for smoke in the area. Unknown source. First arriving units arrived at 12:36 and found the building that is on fire. They found the fire that was hidden in that building. Once they found that this building was on fire, they called what we call a working still, which called multiple units, 3 engines, 2 ambulances, a ladder company from Harlem Roscoe, and an incident commander to the scene. About 6 or 7 minutes later, we went into what they call a box alarm, where we called 3 more engines, another ladder, and have multiple units on scene. Right now, we have 22 total units on the fire scene and covering our city.
You know, what made this so important for you guys to be able to tackle this fire? I know you had mentioned the tires. Is that really what's the problem here?
Well, the facility itself, it's a very large facility. It's an old DPW building where a lot of vehicles used to be parked and that kind of stuff. So the facility itself is very large. It doesn't have any type of fire protection in it. So it was able to get bigger really quickly because it didn't have fire alarms or any type of sprinkler systems. So it got a real big head start on us, and now we're trying to deal with what we have.
I know the smoke was a huge problem for you guys, and evacuations were also made in the area. What can you say for nearby residents around this facility?
Yeah, we have a evacuation going on. We have firefighters going door to door right now evacuating, and the evacuation area that we are working on right now is Copeland to Harvey Avenue, and Yates to Porter Avenue in the city of Beloit. That entire area is being asked to evacuate the building. We do have a school, Merrill School on Nelson, that all evacuees can go to. The Red Cross is going to be there, being able to feed them, give them water, and we were trying to work on getting cots and places to rest at this time. This is going to be an extended scene, and we're not sure how long it's going to be, but it's going to be an extended scene.
So main concern is that smoke inhalation for the evacuations, not necessarily the fire spreading.
Yeah, there's no fire spread to this area. It's mainly the smoke spread from the fire. We're going to continue to have a lot of heavy smoke because there were possible tires involved with this fire, so we're going to have a lot of heavy smoke in this area.
Obviously, you guys are dealing with the weather conditions too, which always poses a little bit more of a challenge for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of weather conditions. As you can see behind us, there's ladders up in the air, so we have aerial water going, so we have firefighters in that, so protecting them from this heat and cold, and then also protecting the community is our priority right now. There are going to be smoke throughout the entire city of Beloit, but the main area that we're concerned of right now is that area that I talked about that we're evacuating.
Any injuries so far from any of your personnel or anybody nearby?
There was no injuries on scene at all from bystanders or anybody on scene, and then so far the firefighters are doing good. We are taking what we call a defensive stance on this fire, making sure that this fire doesn't spread to any other buildings or areas in that fire scene.
All right, Deputy Chief, anything else you can let our viewers know this morning that are watching from home?
Just make sure that, you know, when you're driving through the city of Beloit today, not only do we have the snowfall, but we now have this fire that we're trying to contain. Make sure that you watch out for fire units and any type of hose that might be laying on the ground as you're leaving this evacuation area. But yeah, just take extra care this morning because we got a couple of different issues going on in the city of Beloit, not only with this snow.
Deputy Chief Jason Griffin joining us from Beloit this morning. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, Josh Breiter live here in Beloit this morning as we're on the scene of this fire behind. Obviously, crew's still on the scene. We'll provide you updates here on News 3 Now this morning and over on channel3000.com as we get them here this morning, guys. But some new information there from the Deputy Chief for us.
Josh Breiter, thank you very much. The biggest thing to know here, if you're being evacuated in that area of Copeland, head to Merrill School. The Red Cross offering cots and some food for folks. Josh, thank you very much.
The snow's coming down pretty hard. We've seen the heaviest stuff to our south. It's also coming down pretty heavy in Madison. Kelly Slifka, what's the latest?
Yes, I would say it's like thick snow, basically a lot of snowflakes, and we're back to finer snow, but there are a lot of snowflakes per square meter. So yeah, we're going to be dealing with these waves of these bands of moderate to occasionally heavy snow, and especially as we get into the afternoon hours. But I measured 1.5 inches so far this morning. The snow started just before 4 o'clock, and it's going to continue until about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. You see the light to moderate snow across Madison, but as mentioned, there are some heavier bands. You can see that blue, darker blue band just moving into McFarland, Stoughton area down to the south, and then over toward Fort Atkinson, Lake Mills area, seeing some of that thicker band of snow that's moving up to the north. Now, there is a little bit of drying. There might be a little bit of a break. You notice that in Platteville, moving into southwestern Wisconsin toward Monroe. That'll be headed toward Dodgeville as well. We'll see if that doesn't hit the Madison area. And as we look at our sky cam from Platteville, there's a little bit of fog mixed in with some of this snow. So visibility still down, but the snow is not really coming down too heavy in Platteville. But in Madison, see the Capitol, barely can see the Capitol with the snow flying. We're down to a 3/4 mile visibility in Madison, so it has actually dropped a little bit. 1/4 mile visibility near where Josh is in Janesville, while Platteville at 1.25 miles. So we have the first warn alert day, a major winter storm. This is going to be more impactful than the one we had on Tuesday. Not only because we're going to see more accumulation, but we're going to see a lot of wind causing some blowing and drifting. Some of these wind gusts by tonight could be up to 50 miles per hour. This continues right through tomorrow morning. Now, it's going to be nearly impossible driving later this afternoon through tonight, so just stay inside because not only the snow falling, but those wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. And then later tonight, tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures fall and really turning out cold later this weekend into early next week. 9 to 12 inches widespread, some locations in Dodge and Jefferson County, some lake-enhanced snow, maybe over 1 foot. So all of southern Wisconsin, basically all of the state impacted by this in some form or another. The heavier bands of snow will be coming in this afternoon into the evening hours as the storm tracks just to the south of Chicago. The winds have picked up a little bit now in Madison. Out of the east at 17, they'll continue to pick up. These are some of the gusts throughout the afternoon, 30, 35 miles per hour. As we get into the evening hours, we're talking about wind gusts up to 45, 50 miles per hour, at least for a time between 10 and about 1 o'clock in the morning. Then they should start to come down a little bit, but still gusty winds up to around 35, 40 miles per hour throughout tomorrow morning, so that'll cause blowing and drifting, even though most of the snow will taper off. So the snow will just continue to pick up in intensity. We'll see these bands of occasionally heavy snow moving in through the afternoon hours. A lot of that starts to move on to the east as we go through the evening hours, but still expecting light snow right through tomorrow morning and even into tomorrow afternoon, expecting some snow showers as temperatures plummet down into the teens by tomorrow afternoon. That's why we have the first warn alert day for some bitterly cold temperatures and wind chills, maybe close to 35 below zero come Monday morning, and that cold weather is going to stick around much of next week. We're sitting at 28. We'll likely climb above freezing today, so the dry, fluffy snow we have now will get a little bit wetter, sticking to the trees. That'll cause problems with possibly tree limbs coming down, possible power outages with all that heavy, wet snow on those trees. Turns much colder tomorrow, still windy, just some snow showers, maybe an additional inch during the afternoon, and then bitterly cold Sunday, Monday through the early part of next week with those first warn alert days.
All right, Kelly Slifka, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. It's 6:20. Let's take a live look outside. This is the interstate. My goodness, completely snow covered. You can see the camera is blurry as snow continues to come down. Traffic moving very slowly for the interstate here. You cannot see the road, folks. Kelly's talked about how we've seen an inch or more of accumulation. That's going to keep on coming down. Please, if you have to be on the road today, take it slow. We will continue to update you on any crashes and the road conditions across Madison and southern Wisconsin.
More News 3 Now this morning, right after this.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's right, a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50 this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
The landscape of fitness was bleak. Toxic instructors, shady scammers, and Bispo Bakes. Mother Fitness was angry. Megan the Stallion. Hello, my hot girl. Enough of this toxic nastiness. So she took her hotties to the judgment-free zone. Welcome to Planet Fitness, where everybody can work out in their own way.
Listen to Mother Fitness. Join for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
Where are my legs?
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. Embrace the season of giving at the Century House. Donate $50 or more to charity and get $200 off any stressless recliner with power, any stressless recliner and ottoman, or any stressless home office chair. Or get $200 off each stressless sofa seat, or $400 off all stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans in all Paloma leather colors. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
The bag is back at Menards. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag, from household items and pet toys to power tools and even your favorite snacks. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. This deal won't last long. Hurry in to get your bag and see how much you can save. Sale ends January 14th.
Save big money at Menards.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's right, a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50 this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Welcome back. We continue to follow breaking news of a massive fire out of Beloit. Several blocks of that city are under an evacuation order. The Red Cross is setting up shelter at Merrill Elementary for those folks. The call came in around 12:30 a.m. overnight at an old building housing tires on Copeland Avenue. 22 crews are on scene right now. They're playing defense, making sure the fire doesn't spread. Those evacuation orders are for smoke, not fire. There's going to be a lot of smoke in this area. It includes the area of Copeland to Harvey Avenues and Yates to Porter. The Red Cross is offering food and cots for people out of their homes, again at Merrill Elementary.
Shane is here tracking the traffic out there this morning. We've seen a few crashes. How are things looking outside?
Yeah, you can see the blue is really starting to pick up here. That means snow covered. So not surprised to see some incidents out there. And those three that we're following this morning, all on stretches of I-39-90. So the interstate is starting to pick up some of that snow, and those crashes are a result of that. So we'll keep an eye on the interstate for you this morning as some of you begin to head out the door.
Yeah, Kelly, that snow, I mean, especially to the south, has been really heavy, and it's heavy all the way up here to the Madison area.
Yeah, you know, we've had the intense snow. I measured 1.5 inches here at the station so far this morning. It started about just after 4 o'clock this morning and has been picking up. We have had some moderate snows at times, some bands, but you do noticing it is breaking up a little bit. Dodgeville, Darlington, down to the south toward Monroe. So we might see a little bit of improvement here over the next hour or so, but later today, forget about it. Near impossible travel late this afternoon, tonight. Not only the snow, but the winds will be causing a lot of blowing and drifting. I would imagine I-90 may have to have some shutdowns with that. We do have a first warning alert day due to this storm system. 8 to 12 inches total. Windy conditions as well with blowing and drifting. Things should gradually get better tomorrow afternoon, but not a whole lot, just simply because it's going to get colder. Wind chill values by Monday could be 35 below zero.
Busy morning here, folks. Kelly's going to continue tracking that alert day. We're going to bring you updates on that fire out of Beloit and keep an eye on your road conditions if you have to leave the house today. Stay with us. We're back after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At U.S. Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself one. Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. U.S. Cellular.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org. or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
$579 breaths to show them your stuff. Every breath matters. Don't let RSV take your breath away. Protect yourself from RSV with Abrysvo, Pfizer's RSV vaccine. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. RSV can be serious if you are 60 or older. Having asthma, COPD, diabetes, or heart disease puts you at even higher risk. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Visit these retailers or find other retailers near you at abrysvo.com.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours, too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Cut. More feeling. Cue the music.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Love it.
New and current customers can get the iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us. Get the gift of connection at US Cellular.
Right now, wall-to-wall coverage on this alert day. Yet another one. Conditions across southern Wisconsin as you wake up.
And we continue to see the snow fly here in downtown Madison. There may be a little bit of break over the next hour or so, but it'll fill in later today. We'll talk more about it coming up.
And we are keeping an eye on roads across southern Wisconsin this morning. What to expect if you're headed out the door.
Snow means slow. We're on the live drive this morning in Rock County heading north. I'll have a look at how the interstate looks coming up.
Good morning, everybody. Boy, look at those snow-covered roads really across southern Wisconsin. Rock County perhaps getting the worst of it this morning. We have team coverage on this latest winter storm with Shane and Josh both watching road conditions. Kelly tracking the timing.
Before we get to your forecast, though, we're following breaking news in Beloit of a massive fire. Firefighters evacuated several residential blocks because of all the smoke. Let's take a look at some pictures from earlier this morning, shortly after firefighters got there. This is some fresh video just into the newsroom from our crew that was at the scene. Ladder trucks still in operation just moments ago. So the Red Cross is setting up an emergency shelter at Merrill Elementary School for everyone evacuated. This all started around 12:30 this morning at an old building that had a lot of tires in it. That's the reason the smoke is so bad. And there were no fire alarms or sprinklers. We heard that from the deputy fire chief just a moment ago, live right here on News 3 Now this morning. So the fire got a huge head start before firefighters got there. 22 crews are at the scene. They're playing defense, making sure the fire doesn't spread. That evacuation area includes the area of Copeland to Harvey Avenues and Yates to Porter.
There's no fire spread to this area. It's mainly the smoke spread from the fire. We're going to continue to have a lot of heavy smoke because there were possible tires involved with this fire, so we're going to have a lot of heavy smoke in this area.
The Red Cross is offering food and cots for people out of their homes. Again, that's at Merrill Elementary in Beloit. The city says it's going to be a lengthy operation to get this fire under control because of just how many tires that were stored there and the winter storm that they're dealing with. We'll continue to bring you updates as we get them right here on News 3 Now this morning.
You heard the deputy chief there. You could smell smoke across the entire city today. Again, updates throughout the day here on News 3 Now. Let's get to our other top story, the alert day out there. Kelly is tracking the timing. Kelly, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, about 1.5 inches of snow so far here at the station, and we continue to see these waves, these moderate waves of snow moving through. Right now, Madison seeing that snow picking up in intensity again. It does extend off to the east over there towards Stoughton, Jefferson, and Watertown. You can see these darker blues. However, there is a little bit of a break here, a little bit of a lull moving through southern areas of the state, Platteville over to Monroe, Dodgeville. Some of that's starting to creep into the New Glarus area as well. So the snow might lighten up at least for a brief time, but don't let that fool you because it'll pick up in intensity again. But you can see a little bit of that drying coming through early this morning before the snow starts to fill in again from our computer model. All right, visibility is down to 3/4 of a mile in Madison, 1/4 of a mile in Janesville, down to 1.5 miles in Lone Rock. So we do have the first morning alert day for the snow. 8 to 12 inches widespread across all of southern Wisconsin. And then the winds are really going to cause some blowing and drifting later today. This will continue tonight right through tomorrow morning before things start to get a little bit better by tomorrow afternoon. So winter storm warnings across all of southern Wisconsin. They have blizzard warnings toward the Fox Cities, Green Bay, and also in parts of Iowa. We're going to see the winds. We just have a little bit more terrain around here, a little bit more trees to block some of the blowing and drifting. But right now the winds have picked up 17-mile-per-hour winds. 28 Madison, 29 in Oregon. I do expect these temperatures to climb above freezing, so the lighter, fluffy snow that we have now will get a little bit sloppier and sticking to some of those trees. That may cause some problems with the trees and also the power lines later today. We'll have more on this alert day for some colder weather as well later in the weekend coming up.
Okay, Kelly, thank you very much. To road conditions now. Let's get a check across southern Wisconsin with Shane. What are you seeing?
Hey guys, yeah, we are definitely seeing things pick up here as the snow continues to come down. So the roads are definitely getting worse out there as well. Here's a look at the road conditions map by the Wisconsin DOT. You see a lot of blue in southern Wisconsin there, meaning snow-covered roads. That's what we've been seeing, that progression all morning long. In the Madison area, more pink, slippery stretches, but won't be surprised if that blue continues to come north as the snow continues to fall here. We are tracking a few accidents and crashes this morning. You see a line of 4 incidents all on I-3990. So the interstate is clearly not in a very good spot right now. If you do have to take the interstate this morning, please take your time. Allow yourself some extra time as you head out the door. But again, from between Madison and Beloit, we are seeing those incidents pop up pretty regularly on the interstate this morning. So we're going to keep an eye on those, and we will provide any updates to those crashes throughout the morning, guys.
All right, Shane Hogan, thank you. Now let's get to Josh Sprider. He's on the live drive on the interstate, keeping an eye on your morning commute. How are the conditions, Josh?
It is slow, Chris. We have definitely seen the conditions deteriorate over the last couple of hours since we began live drive just after 4:30 this morning. I'll give you a look at the interstate. We are just north of Beloit right now, and you can see the snow is covering the roadway now. We are moving about 40 miles an hour. All the traffic kind of in a single file lane. We have seen crews out and about, but the snow is coming down so fast, it's hard for them to keep up at this point. A couple of tips from the State Patrol. If you do have to be out and about, make sure you give those plows plenty of room. Remember, stay back from them. Don't get too close. And also those emergency vehicles that are there to help us, law enforcement, of course, coming to our rescue so many times out there across Wisconsin. Give them the space. If they're on the side of the road protecting a crash or a slide off, give them the space so we can prevent any other disasters here throughout this situation. Again, this is the interstate north of Beloit approaching the Janesville area. It is slow, moving 40 miles an hour, and we expect this to only deteriorate as we go throughout the day, guys. I'll have more coming up here in about 10 minutes and in the morning sprint, too, as we get closer to the Madison area.
Josh Sprider with photojournalist Mark Schilling behind the wheel. Please drive safe, you too. We so appreciate you giving us a look at those conditions. Let's get you back here safe. Thanks again. Okay, 6:36. Madison plows are expecting more accumulation and blowing and drifting in this particular storm compared to the earlier one this week. So they're tweaking their strategy and warning city residents this morning. As always, they'll start with the salt routes, those critical main thoroughfares around schools, hospitals, police stations, and the like. They'll keep hitting those throughout this whole storm. However, they will not be getting to neighborhood streets this morning or likely all day, so expect your side streets to get slick. They won't get to you until the storm is near its end, overnight tonight and into Saturday. Crews are working with 150 pieces of equipment in all. Once they do get to your street, reminder, it can take up to 16 hours to finish all city neighborhoods.
If today is your trash day and you live in Madison, make sure that you put your bin outside. The city is going to try to get to trash and recycling this morning. Drop-off sites will be closed so crews can focus on clearing the snow. Madison's non-essential services are all closed today. That includes libraries and city offices. They'll stay closed through Saturday. Some services, though, like online permitting, will continue to function remotely. Essential services like police and fire will be in service and working hard today.
Yes, they will. City buses will still be running, but you should prepare for delays. Madison's last snow emergency, by the way, it expired yesterday morning, and it hasn't been extended yet, but we do want to run through the parking rules in case they announce a new one under this storm. Under a snow emergency, everyone has to follow alternate side rules, even folks living on the isthmus who are normally exempt. If you're parking on the even-numbered side of the street, you're good tonight on even-numbered days from 1 until 7 a.m. The opposite is true for odd-numbered days. So tonight, you're going to want to move your car to the odd side of the street. It'll cost you $60 if you break the rules. That's the fine plus a $65 towing fee.
Snow emergencies are in effect today for several communities. That means you got to know which side of the street to park on. Snow emergencies this morning include in the cities of Beloit, Fort Atkinson, Janesville, Lodi, Marshall, McFarland, Monona, Portage, Shorewood Hills, and Sun Prairie. Those are some of the biggest cities on the list. You can find the full list at channel3000.com. More than 150 school districts are closed today, again, for the second time this week. You can check the list scrolling at the bottom of your screen. There's also a link on our website, channel3000.com. You'll find that link right at the top of the page under the Alert Day banner. Madison schools are closed. They canceled late yesterday afternoon. In Madison, early childhood and 4K programming is also canceled, along with after-school activities. You can find a full list as well of all the closures on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
We are your first warned team for a reason. News 3 Now has been keeping you in the know on this storm every day. We've been updating you for about a week and a half now. We'll continue to make sure you're updated on this track and timing as this thing hits us throughout the day and overnight. We'll push real-time updates through that First Warn Weather and Traffic app.
All right, 6:39 now. Our team coverage of the Alert Day continues coming up. We're keeping an eye on your morning commute. We're trying to give you as many different perspectives of road conditions as we can this morning so you know what to expect if you have to go anywhere today. This is the Beltline at Rimrock Road. More updates are straight ahead.
But first, Kelly keeping an eye on timing and totals so far. What are we seeing, Kelly?
But we are still seeing some moderate bands moving through Madison. We'll talk more about the snow, but we might get a little bit of a break over the next hour. We'll take a look at that. And some bitterly cold temperatures this weekend. More on the First Warn forecast just ahead.
The biggest mattress clearance event is on now at Ashley's Manufacturer Liquidation Sale. Shop Overstock and special purchase mattresses while they last. Or Sealy Queen mattress for as little as $9 a month. Only at Ashley.
It's here, Wisconsin's newest and most exclusive sports show. Wisconsin Huddle. It's more than just highlights. It's more than X's and O's. It's a dynamic 30-minute weekly special produced for the die-hard fans of Wisconsin athletics. Embark on an exclusive journey into the lives of some of UW's top athletes as we offer an inside look into their world. Watch Wisconsin Huddle Friday nights at 6:30. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
It's a robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward? Ingenious.
Sardine fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands that helps you get the most for your money so you can be any traveler you want to be.
You could be a free hot breakfast hero in a comfort hotel.
Yes!
That's how you waffle.
A romantic weekend escaper at a Cambria hotel.
Or Mr. Get the Party Started.
Hey! Be a pool lounger or a big room relaxer. With 22 brands and the best value for your money, Choice Hotels has a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true. Gotta get the corners.
New Year's savings continues at Ashley. Save up to 72% off doorbusters and clearance. Get low monthly payments with no money down. Furniture has never been more affordable. It all ends Tuesday, only at Ashley.
From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now.
Help St. Vincent de Paul and News 3 Now give neighbors in need a warm night's sleep. The last weekend in January, donate new or gently used blankets at St. Vinny's and local drop-off sites. Or give to the online blanket fund. Join us and recycle the warmth.
We're back now, 6:43 on a Friday morning. Josh Breiter on Live Drive once again. More snow, more slow. This is a look at the interstate as we're approaching Janesville from the south. The interstate is snow covered at this point. Good news is there is not a lot of traffic out, but still quite a few cars out on the roadways. We're seeing a lot of semis with their flashers on, kind of way over on that right side. We have seen plow crews out and about, but it's snowing so fast it's hard for them to keep up, so we're definitely seeing some accumulation out there. Again, if you are heading out and about, make sure you give yourself some extra time, give yourself some extra space, especially around those plow crews and emergency management, law enforcement, anything you see out and about on your drive here across southern Wisconsin. And remember to have that emergency kit in that we talked about earlier this week, helping you get prepared with the Wisconsin State Patrol, all those things in your car just in case you get stranded. So again, this is a look at the interstate approaching the Janesville area. Looks like we're actually seeing a slide off up here to the left. I can see some police crews actually behind that semi, trying to figure out if the semi is jackknifed here or not. But oh yeah, we've got a crash here to our left. Some breaking news here. Jackknife semi, a couple of semis involved there, it looks like. Some police crews behind. So yeah, there you go. Live right there, guys. That shows just how the roads are looking right now. Very, very slow going here. We're going to continue to keep you updated here as conditions warrant on News 3 Now this morning. But if you can, probably best to just stay home today.
And Josh Prater live on the interstate showing that jackknife semi. He's been going about 40 miles an hour. That's about the safest speed you could go right now on the interstate.
You can see that the roads are quite snow-covered. Look at the police continue to respond to that accident. Shane Hogan's been keeping an eye on the roads, too. At least 4 separate crashes along this stretch.
On the interstate.
Yes.
Between, Beloit and Madison. Okay, let's get out to Kelly Slifka. It's continuing to snow heavy here in Madison as well. What are we in for today, Kelly?
Well, I just measured 2 inches, so this much on the ground, fresh snow that we just had here since it started just before 4 o'clock this morning. Still got some big flakes coming down. We might get a little bit of a break, and I'll show you that on our Doppler radar coming up. But right now, where Josh was, had moderate snow coming in out of the Janesville area, headed northbound, of course. With the snow falling on roads that are salted, it gets a little bit greasy and gets a little bit slimy. Just take it slow out there this morning because, yeah, it's been fairly hectic, especially areas to the south of Madison. We still have some moderate snows, though, in Madison, and then especially areas to the east right now toward Lake Mills, headed toward Waterloo, Sun Prairie, Watertown, seeing that band of some moderate snow moving through as well. I want to show you this little drying that's taking place here. Platteville, over there toward Dodgeville, down toward Darlington and Monroe. We're hoping that gets into Madison, at least gives us a little bit of a break from the falling snow, at least for a time this morning. But don't let that fool you. We might get a break in the snow falling from the sky, but it'll fill in fairly quickly later this morning. Take a look where they are not seeing a whole lot of snow falling there in Platteville. Still a little bit of fog mixed in with some of the on that sky cam, and that's why you're seeing the visibility's down a little bit. But here in Madison, we have the fall still coming down fairly decently this morning. 3/4 mile visibility, so we are below a mile here in Madison, down to 1/4 mile in Janesville, so even thicker down to the south. But you notice Platteville visibility's a little bit better. That's where they're seeing really not snow falling right now. We may get that into the Madison area, but it'll fill in pretty quickly, and the snow will just be with us pretty much all late morning hours into the afternoon. Fairly steady snow. It may pick up in intensity again this afternoon. Actually, I just noticed the snow kind of tapered off just a little bit here on the patio here in the last minute or so. Looking at total accumulations of 8 to 12 inches. It's not only the snow, it's going to be the winds causing a lot of blowing and drifting. And even though the snow should taper off later tonight, tomorrow morning, the winds will cause a lot of blowing and drifting when you're talking about nearly a foot of snow on the ground. And we're going to see some of those gusts tonight near 50 miles per hour. Bad driving already starting this morning. It's going to be almost impossible later this afternoon through tonight. And then we got the colder temperatures. That'll be falling temperatures later tonight going into Saturday. So snow chances, well, it's going to snow pretty much all day long. We'll start to see things break up a little bit as we go through the late evening hours and through tomorrow morning. But even into tomorrow afternoon, can't rule out at least some snow showers. And when we add everything up, we're talking about 9 to 12 inches here, most areas. Maybe some lake enhanced snow, putting that snowfall totals in Dodge and Jefferson counties upwards of a foot. Here's the storm system going to track right to the south of Chicago, putting us in line for the heavy snow. But actually, this storm system affecting the entire state, maybe not as much up in northern Wisconsin, but still expecting nearly 1/2 of a foot of snow up to the north. Right now, the winds are out of the east. They have picked up now over the last couple of hours, up there at 17 miles per hour. Janesville up to 26. These are the gusts we can expect all afternoon long at 30, 35 miles per hour. As we get into late evening hours, could be up close to 50 miles per hour, anywhere between about 10 o'clock and about 1 o'clock in the morning before starting to come down a little bit, but still rather windy with wind gusts up there above 30 miles per hour for most of the day going into tomorrow. So that'll obviously cause some problems, some blowing and drifting. even into the afternoon hours. So it's just not going to be a nice next couple of days. The snow picking up in intensity as we go through the late morning hours in the afternoon. You see that heavier or that darker blue shading. But as we get toward the evening hours, the darker blue shading starts to shift on to the east. That means the heavy snow moving on to the east, but still expecting light to occasionally moderate bands of snow tonight, tapering off by tomorrow morning, and just dealing with a lot of wind and falling temperatures. Notice we fall through the teens and still some snow showers going into tomorrow afternoon. And behind it, we do have the cold air behind this. Any snow that falls is going to stick around with temperatures well below zero to start early next week, and we could see wind chill values as cold as 35 below. We're at 28 in Madison, 32 in Janesville, 27 in the Dells, 31 in Watertown. I do expect these temperatures to climb above freezing today, so the light fluffy snow we have now will start to stick on those trees, unfortunately. And when talking about those winds up to 50 miles per hour, we're going to see some tree limbs come down, maybe whole trees come down, and that does cause a potential for some power lines coming down, power outages later tonight, tomorrow, and then the bitterly cold temperatures well below zero, may not even get above zero on Monday, Martin Luther King Day, and it looks rather cold all of next week. We may get out of the deep freeze finally a week from Monday. It looks like things will start to get a little bit better, but yeah, we've got a whole 10 days of winter ahead of us.
Yeah, we are keeping an eye on power outages. MG&E not reporting anything, nothing major to report from Alliant as well. Thank you, Kelly. Coming up in the morning sprint, we'll have the latest on a massive fire with evacuations in Beloit.
And we continue to bring you the updates that you need on your morning drive here. Snow coming down along the belt line here. You can see cars moving at a slow pace. The snow starting to accumulate on the roads. The interstate, folks, is what we're really concerned about. At least 4 accidents. Part of the interstate actually closed right now because one of those crashes. We'll continue to bring you updates right here on News 3 Now.
And we just saw that jackknife semi a moment ago. Before we go to break, we want to wish a happy birthday to Kellen, who's 3 today. Hope you have a great one. Make a snowman for us. Make a nice birthday snowman.
And send in a picture. Yeah, let's see it.
If you've got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know. We'll show their picture on TV. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
This holiday season, learn how to protect yourself from fraud. Educate yourself about common scams and other kinds of fraud and how to avoid them. Recognize the risks and protect yourself at walmart.com/financial literacy.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you equipped with quality tools and project supplies because we get you. Whether you're a hardworking pro or an ambitious DIYer, we get you what you need to get the job done. Right now, save on 80-piece Milwaukee bit sets, $24.99. This Craftsman propane heater, only $89.99. Plus, trade in any used power or hand tool for exclusive trade-in savings on select DeWalt tools and accessories. We get you what you need because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
In partnership with Khan Academy, Walmart is offering a free financial literacy course. The course covers topics like consumer credit, insurance, and investing, and has tools for recognizing and protecting yourself from fraud. Take the free course at walmart.com/financial literacy.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
6:54, time for the morning sprint.
We start right away with Kelly and current conditions on this alert day. Kelly.
Yeah, the snow is still moderate snow in the Madison area, areas to the east, Fort Atkinson over toward Watertown, but noticing it is breaking up a little bit off to the west. We can expect a little bit drier conditions, at least for a time this morning, but later today we do have hazardous travel later this afternoon through tonight. We'll have Warren coming up.
Keeping an eye on those road conditions for you this morning. Want to bring up the DOT maps to show a section of the interstate, I-39 southbound. If you can avoid this area, I would suggest that. Multiple incidents popping up this morning, including some closures on that section of I-39. So keep an eye on that as you head out the door.
Josh is on a live drive there. We'll give you an update on what the road conditions are throughout the morning here on News 3.
Breaking news in Beloit this morning. Fire crews have evacuated a neighborhood because of smoke from a massive fire. This is happening along Copeland Avenue. Houses in the area are evacuated, and the Red Cross has set up a shelter at Merrill Elementary School for them. The concern is smoke inhalation. The city says it's going to be a lengthy operation. We'll provide updates all day here on News 3.
And the city of Madison closing all non-essential services today and tomorrow because of this storm. That means libraries and in-person office spaces will be closed. Some online services will still be usable. City trash and recycling will be picked up as much as possible this morning before the storm picks up. Essential services like Madison Police and Fire will continue to operate.
All right, 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock as we see the snow continuing to fall here. All of southern Wisconsin, first warning alert day because upwards of a foot of snow and also some blowing and drifting right through tomorrow. Most of the snow coming in today, right through tonight, but still some windy conditions tomorrow. Heavier snows developing later this morning. You see the darker blues here early this afternoon. Eventually, as we go through the evening hours, the heavier snow should taper off, but then the winds kick in. Could see some wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour later today. It's just going to go downhill. Make it a little bit of a break over the next hour, but expect that snow to fill on in. We do have first warning alert days because some bitter cold early next week.
Kelly, thank you very much.
We'll see you in 30 minutes for an update.